Hey, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again today. We're winding down September here in Indiana. I just got back from Friendship, Indiana, shooting the Fall Nationals. I'll put a link to that video in the description below. But I wanted to follow up on one of the videos I did on the Sig X-Macro Comp. It's been a real popular video. I've been getting a lot of activity on it. And here's the thing, you know, you see all these YouTubers out there and they say, well, this could be an issue with this gun. And the last test I did on this pistol was the Concussion from the Comp. You know, if you're in a close quarters situation, in particular, I demonstrated if I was sitting in a car, I had the pistol about 1.5 feet away from my face, and I went ahead and shot it to see if the blast would affect my vision or burn my face or anything like that. It did not. And so again, you see these gun tubers saying, well, that could be a problem to carry because of the concussion if you're in a situation like that. Well, they say that and then they never test it. So what I'm doing is I'm testing it. Today we're going to test the flash. That's another thing that they're saying. Again, I don't know. It may be a problem, it may not, but we're going to find out, aren't we? So what we're going to do is I'm going to go in the barn here, and hopefully it's dark enough. We're going to test the flash out of this comp to see if it affects my vision in a negative fashion, to where this could hinder it being a good personal carry weapon, especially if you're shooting at night. Now, mind you, 99.5% of us won't be in a situation where it fucking matters. If you're at night and you have to shoot, then you're gonna shoot. You know what I'm saying? Most likely it's gonna be pretty close quarters too. So it's not as if I'm taking a 40-yard shot in the middle of the night and need to worry about hitting my target as much, because most likely if it's dark, it's going to be up close and personal. So if you have to shoot this gun, is the flash really going to make a difference? I don't know, but we're going to test it. So we're going to test this out with some 9mm range ammo. We're going to compare it to the Glock 34X just to see. You know, this is a real popular carry option for people, for Glock too. It's very comparable to that Sig, although I like the Sig a lot better. Man, I'm just holding that gun a second ago and picking this up. It's so weird, it's so different. This is terrible in comparison. Anyway, this is 9mm, and here's another little popular option that may be in the pocket, so to speak. This is a Keltec P3AT. It's a 380. I got some hollow point. I believe that's Golden Saber, Remington Golden Saber. So we're going to check this out, see what kind of flash a 380 produces in comparison to these 9mm, and we'll compare these 9mm, the Sig, to the Glock 34X. Mind you, all these should have a lot of flash because they have short barrels, right? So the longer the barrel, the more time, more space that round has to burn up the powder. These short barrels, man, I bet, you know, that's probably a 2-inch barrel. Maybe less than that. Yeah, that's about a 2.5-inch barrel. So there's not a whole lot of real estate for that powder to burn up. Same with that Glock 34X. That's a 3.4-inch barrel, I believe, and that Sig X-Macro is a 3.1-inch. Without further ado, let's get to blasting. I don't have any sponsors. I don't tell you to support one thing or the other. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't have any affiliate links. I don't get free stuff, right? So if you would please help support me by subscribing to this channel, I would appreciate it. I think a lot of these gun tubers, with some of that stuff I'm doing, they won't do because they're afraid they'll get demonetized. I'm not monetized, and I don't care. So that's why I'm doing some of this stuff, is for your benefit, because I'm not a YouTube slut. All the more power to those guys out there making money off YouTube and their gun videos. Good for them. I'm not one of those guys. I don't make any money, folks. I just love to shoot guns. There's a gun shop owner back when I was a kid that came on TV, and that was his motto before closing out the commercial. I think it was like, I don't want to make any money, folks. I just love to sell guns. Well, I took that a little bit and made it my own. So let's go in here and see what kind of flash we get off these puppies. Hey, I wanted to make a quick little note here. I had a camera next to the pistols on the side. That got the best footage, and I had a camera on top of the log that I was shooting at about 5 feet away. The slow motion footage of that, it's just a little flash on all three pistols. You can't tell a difference between one or the other. So it didn't turn out very well, and I'm not going to include it in this because I don't think it's relevant. The best footage to kind of see this flash go off is from the side. So I wanted to make note of that. I did have two cameras. I had one on the target, one next to the pistol. The one next to the pistol picked up the best footage. The one facing the muzzle, believe it or not, all three look the same. You can't tell one from the other. It's just a flash. So who knows? I don't know. On a couple of these, the first shot, or one of the shots, didn't have hardly a flash at all, and then some follow-up shots would. The 380, surprisingly, had probably the biggest flash of all. Continue to watch. I'll slow all this stuff down and show you the best I can of how this looks in camera. And by the way, I kept calling the 43X a 34X. My apologies. Forget about that. We'll move on. It's a 43X, Glock 43X. All right, we're going dark here. First up, it's the Glock 34X. Next up is the Keltec 380. Next up, Sig X-Macro. I'm curious to see how that turns out. Let's step out in the light here. My neighbor's probably wondering what the hell I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah, that's my neighbor. He was coming over to feed his cows, but he's like, I heard gunshots going off over here. I was like, yeah, don't worry about it. Just doing a little video for my YouTube channel. He's like, oh, okay. Anyway, I'm excited to see how those how this footage turns out. Hopefully it turned out well. It was weird that muzzle flash from the 380 was about as noticeable or prominent as the X-Macro Comp, and the Glock had less muzzle flash than both of those two. But the ones that did have flash, I couldn't say that that made a big difference in me being able to see what I was shooting at or keeping the pistol on target. I shot 3 rounds each into a log. All of them you can cover with a quarter. I wasn't that far away, but even in the dark I was able to put it on target, and not a big deal, y'all. So I wouldn't say any flash from the compensated X-Macro will negatively impact your use of said firearm and for your protection purposes. So that's my 2 cents worth, y'all. As always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Take care.